All right, this is Regents Review homework number 2. All right, number 1, the owner of a small bakery has one employee who's paid an hourly rate. It might be important. An hourly rate of $15. The owner estimates her weekly profit using the function p of x equals 7,250 minus 15x. And this function x represents the number of what? Well, x and negative 15, that's a rate, okay? And the rate that we're talking about is an hourly rate. So this is hours worked per week. Number 3, which function has the same y-intercept? What we're going to do is type all of these into y equals. All right. First thing we got to determine is the y-intercept of the function that we're given here is a positive 3. So that's what we're looking for. All right. Well, we're looking in the table. When x is 0, we need y to be 3. Remember, that's what the y-intercept means. All right. And just a reminder of how to solve for y, because we have to solve for y for these. Okay, I'm going to zoom in on number 3. Okay, we first bring over the x values, or everything that's not y. Okay, 4y equals 12 minus 3x divided by 4 divided by 4. And we get y equals this big fraction, because 4 does not go evenly into both of those. Okay, now we're going to type all 3 of these in, and we're going to find which one of these gives me a y-intercept of 3. All right, I've already done that. There they are. And I'm going to look at the table and find out which one has a y-intercept of 3. Or when x is 0, which one of these is positive 3. And it's our third choice in black. And our third choice in black was negative 3x plus 12 divided by 4, which is the one that we solved for over here. Okay, so this one is the correct answer. Oops.
Milton has his money invested in a stock portfolio. The value v of x of his portfolio can be modeled with the function v of x equals 30,000 times 0.78 to the x, where x is the number of years since he made his investment. Which statement describes the rate of change of the value of his portfolio? All right. V of x right here. That is an exponential function, and we know that because x is the exponent, which means 30,000 is the starting value, and 0.78 is my scale factor. Now, when I'm trying to figure out my percent increase or decrease, all right, the first thing I need to remember is that the scale factor less than 1 is a decrease. So we can cancel out 3 and 4, all right? And then what we need to do is we always got to compare it to 100%. So 0.78 as a percent is 78%. That is below 100, which is good. We want that because it's decay. All right. And it's below 100 by, well, 100 minus 78 is 22. So it's a 22% decay. Or it decreases 22% per year.
Which ordered pair would make it no longer a function? Okay, no longer a function means that we cannot have any repeating x values. All right, no longer a function. So when we take a look at this list, negative 2 would repeat. So the order pair negative 2, negative 5 would have x equals negative 2 repeat. So it would no longer be a function. Okay, now we're talking about heart rate, and it asks us to do the correlation coefficient, or what R equals. All right, so that's when we want to go to stat edit and type in our lists. All right, so before we do that, though, we need to make sure that we're in stat diagnostics and that stat diagnostics is turned on. So I'm going to scroll, to stat diagnostics, turn it on. Good, and then when I go into stat edit, I should have my list there. I do. Stat calc, and we're doing number 8, linear regression, and calculate. And we're going to get R down at the bottom. R equals negative 0.999. All right. That's a typo here too, because if we were to round it to the nearest hundredth, we would get negative 1.00. And explain what the correlation coefficient suggests in the context of this problem. So we have to say that there is a blank correlation between blank and blank. And there's a strong negative correlation between, well, what are we talking about? We're talking about age and heart rate. All right, and that's our review homework number 2. Make sure you do this, or if you watched the video, pause it and redo some problems so that you can make sure you're good for the quiz on Friday.